The Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 5, or Chapter 21 is here, and finally, we are back on track. From pirates on Navarro to the New Republic on Coruscant to even a first live-action appearance of a favorite Star Wars Rebels character, and of course a cliffhanger ending, this episode was fantastic. And of course, this is a breakdown for the episode, so spoiler alert! What's up guys, it's Mike, a guy who loves Star Wars, and today we are breaking down Episode 5 or Chapter 21 of The Mandalorian Season 3. As always, rank this episode out of 10 in the comments section below. I will give you my ranking after we break down the video. So this episode opens on Navarro with Greef Karga working on his town, when he gets so rudely interrupted by Gorian Shard, the same king of the pirates that we saw in Episode 1. Gorian's ship comes right over the city and he is ready for an attack. A holo message comes in from Gorian Shard telling Greef Karga that since he killed some of his men in cold blood, he is now going to destroy his city. Gorian tells Greef not to call back unless it's his surrender. As of right now, Navarro is a free planet. There is no Imperial presence there and there is no New Republic presence there, but in a last-ditch effort for help, Greef Karga calls out to the New Republic begging for help. We then cut to a New Republic base on Adelphi where we see Carson Teva sitting at a bar and he receives Greef Karga's message. But when the transmission ends, we see Zeb from Star Wars Rebels for the first time in live action come over and talk to Carson Teva. Carson says they have to send this message to Coruscant. They need backup if they're going to go help these people on Navarro. But Zeb says the obvious. Coruscant has not been answering us for weeks, and it is unlikely that they will ever get back to you. Carson says he'll go to Coruscant himself. They can't ignore him if he's there face to face. We then see Carson Teva pull up to Coruscant, where he goes to the same building that Dr. Pershing was working in Episode 3, and of course we see Elia Kane there. Carson Teva is there to go meet with Colonel Tuttle to convince him to give him more reinforcements to go help Navarro. So when he makes this request, Colonel Tuttle says he's never heard of Navarro, so why would the New Republic help them out? This is when their conversation gets interrupted by Elia Kane. Yes, this is the same Elia Kane that we saw wipe the mind of Dr. Pershing in Episode 3. She is obviously still working for Moff Gideon and makes sure the New Republic does not send reinforcements to help Navarro. Because there's obviously something bigger going on in the Outer Rim with Moff Gideon and the remnant of the Empire. If they have Elia Kane at the capital of the New Republic making sure that the events that are taking place in the Outer Rim aren't being helped by the New Republic, then the Empire is a lot more powerful than we know. But Elia reminds Colonel Tuttle that Navarro is a free planet and the New Republic has no jurisdiction there. So there's obviously something going on in the Outer Rim that Elia Kane knows about, that Carson Teva thinks he knows about, and that the New Republic has no idea about. But we cut back to Navarro where we see the people walking across the old lava flats to a safe place where they can wait for help. We then see Carson Teva pulling into where we know the Mandalorian covert is in his X-Wing. He has tracked R5, which is the droid that Mando uses to go to Mandalore and check if the air is okay to breathe, because Carson Teva actually fought alongside of R5 during the rebellion. Carson explains the whole deal to the Mandalorians, how Greef Karga needs their help and the pirates are attacking Navarro. But he also tells Din Djarin that he thinks something bigger is going on out here, that all of these things with the Imperial Remnant and even the pirates are connected. Carson Teva leaves and says, even though I know you guys are going to move your covert, you don't have to because I won't tell anybody about where you guys are. Then Din Djarin tries to convince the rest of the Mandalorians to go help his friend Greef Karga. He says that if we rescue the people of Navarro, then we can have a new home there. He says that they don't have to live in the sewers anymore, they don't have to live in the caves anymore, they can actually have a whole plot of a planet on Navarro. And that's when Paz Vizsla stands up and backs up Din Djarin because, of course, we saw in the last episode, Din Djarin saves Paz Vizsla's son from the giant pterodactyl creature. So on the way to Navarro, Bo-Katan is explaining the plan, how there's going to be a ground assault and an air attack with the N1 starfighter and Bo-Katan's ship. So the attack starts with Din Djarin and his N1 starfighter drawing the fleet away from the town. And while all that is happening, Bo-Katan comes in with her ship. All the other Mandalorians fly out of Bo-Katan's ship to the ground to take out all the pirates in the town. And after an epic battle between the Mandalorians and the pirates, the Mandalorians come out on top and save the people of Navarro. Greef Karga, of course, recognizes them saving them and says that they can take this enormous plot of land as their new home. Then Paz Vizsla says to Bo-Katan that the Armorer wants to talk to her. And the Armorer tells Bo-Katan that she is the one who can bring all of the Mandalorians together. She also tells her to take off her helmet because she has walked both ways of the Mandalorian and she can bring both ways together. It is no coincidence that she was the one who saw the Mythosaur. And the Armorer is all on board. She wants to reclaim Mandalore and bring all the Mandalorian people together so that they can go take Mandalore back. The episode ends when we see Carson Teva in his X-Wing pull up to a prison transport that has been destroyed. This, of course, is Moff Gideon's prison transport, and he has been taken. But the craziest part of all of this is, embedded in the wall of the ship is Beskar steel, meaning Mandalorians were the ones who broke Moff Gideon out of prison. Now, as of right now, we don't know which Mandalorians saved Moff Gideon, but it is likely Bo-Katan is about to go try to recruit those Mandalorians to help reclaim Mandalore. So all in all, I thought this episode was amazing. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. Visually fantastic. The action scenes were so good. It brought in freaking Zeb into live action and gave us a great cliffhanger ending of Moff Gideon still pulling the strings in the background and setting up the last 3 episodes for an awesome climactic event. But tell me what you think about this episode in the comments section below. If you haven't already, rank it out of 10. Smash like if you like this video, hit subscribe, and hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video. But like I said, this episode did one thing very, very well and is set up next week for an awesome episode. But if you want more videos like this, leaks and rumor videos, and of course, 2 live streams every week on Tuesday and Thursday, stick around this channel by hitting that subscribe, and may the force be with you always.